You're right, lads. This is the GeordieJedi here. Today, Newcastle, after the derby, after Man U rather, faced Everton at home at St James's Park, but won 3-2 in what was a pretty good game actually. Not just from a Newcastle point of view because we won, but from an usual point of view because it was alright football. It was a little bit more like how we used to play when we got fifth. It was sort of a tad more free and a tad more fun. It was entertaining to watch. I enjoyed watching that match, compared to some other games. Even when we've won, it just hasn't been entertaining. Changed a little bit today, it still wasn't brilliant. Okay then, the game started. We've started to get a couple of players back, but really the formation hasn't changed. The only main thing of notice is that Jose Perez and Cisse were up front together, although eventually for some reason it became Cisse and Sissoko and Perez was pushed to the right midfield. Why, I have no idea, but to be honest, actually it kind of worked, so I don't have serious complaint. Going to the game, looked alright. 5 minutes in, Aruna Kone scores. Simply because of very poor man marking. I mean, Dummett chased. I think it was either McGeady or Coleman. I think it was number 23, so it'd be Coleman. Chased him down the right wing. He crossed the ball into the near post, and then Aruna Kone just sort of kicked it sort of towards Jack Anik's head, and he sort of went and fell back. Trying to save it, but basically the worst thing he could have done was moved in that circumstance. And the put it away, and it was poor man marking. Both Colaccini and Williamson fucked up because they should have been in front of the ball. Instead, they ended up behind him, in front behind Aruna Kone, and it was fairly easy really. Game went on. Then at about the 30th minute, back at the Leazer's end, it comes a bit from a corner, ends up falling to Tiote on the left wing, who crosses it over to the back, to the far post, to the right wing. Williamson does brilliantly well. He was at the far post. What he did was, instead of going for goal himself, he headed it back towards Cisse, and Cisse got it on the half volley after that bounce. He swung low, half volley. Joel, who was goalkeeper because Howard's injured apparently, he thought Williamson was going to score. He thought Williamson was going to go for it, so he was over there at the far post. Cisse scored. We were thrilled because, in fairness, we looked likely to score. Apart from their goal in the first half, they didn't look hugely serious. There was a good shot from, I think it might have been Samuel Eto'o, but Jack Anik both saved it, and also it was offside apparently as well, which we didn't see all that well. Half time at 1-1, I was somewhat happy. To be honest, we did look alright, and they weren't barreling chances that were it just didn't happen that way. Second half began. Things looked a little bit dodgy because Newcastle did what happens to us quite a bit, is that we all moved back, and then they, when they have continued possession and they're passing it around, they couldn't get through with defence. But the point is what we don't like to see is the fact that they just kept possession and were just passing it around the edge of our box. They weren't getting through, but we weren't getting possession. Eventually, we won it. Then, at about the 54th minute, I think it was. Now, it was a little bit of a weird one. Basically, Tiote, I believe it was, ended up, putting through a nice ball to Perez after a little bit of a counter-attack. Now, Perez, what he did was he dragged it back on the left side. He dragged it back towards the middle, dragged it back again, took the shot with his right foot. It went through, I think it was Alcaraz's legs. Joel, couldn't do anything about it because he was that close to Alcaraz that, Joel had no idea, and it trickled in almost. It wasn't a powerful shot, it was just incredibly, insanely well placed. Through the legs of Alcaraz to the far left corner, bottom left corner. We were up 2-1 and we were absolutely thrilled with this. You know, Jose Perez, you know, he hasn't been on form as far as goal scoring has been recently. He's been on form in general, but recently he's went a little bit slower. But he scored a beautiful goal. I mean, as far as precision goes, I've never seen much of a better goal than that for precision, for sheer precision of goal. It wasn't powerful. It was just perfectly well placed and timed as well. Game went on for a little bit longer. 70th minute. Now this was a little bit of a weird one. I think it was Sissoko on the right, who had ended up on the right midfield. He tried to put in Colback, who ended up right up front for some unknown reason. I think it was Distan. He got the ball, but he didn't get a firm enough touch. It kept going through. Colback got it, took a quick touch, then took a shot through Joel's legs. This is Colback's first goal for Newcastle, and we were thrilled for the lad. I mean, this is a guy who's obviously come from Sunderland and hasn't scored for us yet, even though he scored a couple for Sunderland. And he does a pretty good goal like that through the legs of Joel. Very calm, very composed. Similar in Perez's goal in the sense that it just trickled. It wasn't powerful. Hell, I half thought their defender was going to get back and actually stop it, but it trickled in. 3-1. You know, we were absolutely thrilled. Now after this, things went a bit weird because what started to happen was the referee started to give stuff their way, but you know, sort of like it was simply for applying pressure is what they started to get fouls for, which didn't help us. You know, we were trying to hold them off, and the referee, you know, for a little bit of nudge, a little bit of argy-bargy, but it wasn't unwarranted. It was just incredibly cheap and incredibly weak kind of things to give away to them. You know, take from that what you will. Then, 82nd minute, ball ends up going through to sorry. You know, ball from the left, believe it was Baines, puts through Morales. Morales beats both Williamson and Colaccini. I was a little bit annoyed about how easy he did it. And it tried to come out, chipped over, 82nd minute, you know. Then it was a bit of squeaky bum time, but referee continued his little thing. Held up the board for 4 minutes, again continued his little thing, you know. We had no idea where he got 4 minutes from. There wasn't a huge amount, but then the whistle went. 3-2, thrilled. Finally, back on to a little bit of form. Not much else to say about it. The game, really. I mean, we were thrilled. We've got Burnley next. One point I should really note is that it was a bit of a scrappy game, especially foul-wise. There was a moment when Dummett, who stupidly got a yellow card, because what he did was he sort of grabbed the ball and walked away from the Everton goal, because it was meant to be an offside. So free kick, you know, a little bit further up. He sort of kept going away. What Joel did, however, was what I don't like. What he did was, instead of maybe shouting for the referee, he's running off with the ball. What he did was he ran after him and grabbed his arms and pulled him back. I'm sorry that, you know, there's stuff like that will be given a red card. It is a bit weak. You know, it's a little bit like putting your head against someone else's head. You're not actually nutting them. It's basically, it should have been a yellow card at least to Joel as well for doing that. But to be honest, it's not a big deal. There's also something else to watch on Match of the Day, because even I was at Lisa's end, and at the very end, the Gallagher end, there was a weird chance when Perez, he took a shot, but I didn't get a clear view. It either hit the goalkeeper, hit the post, or hit a defender just to go wide. I didn't see it. If you saw it, put it in the comment section below. But either that, for that, hopefully Match of the Day will cover it, that bit, because I didn't know what happened. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a like if you can, it really helps. Subscribe for more videos. This has been the GeordieJedi. May the Force be with you.